Welcome to the third edition of Life After High School. I am here today with Abby Blochberger. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to the studio.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about your college experience. The first one I'd like to ask is, where are you going to college and what is your major?
I go to Indiana University of Pennsylvania, better known as IUP, and I'm a double major in interior design and history.
Okay. And are your classes there at all similar to Brookville's and you sit down and take notes, or?
Yes and no. I have a mixture of online classes, lecture classes, and I call them studio classes. So basically, the lecture classes are about an hour and 15 minutes. You sit down, take notes for the whole time. Studio classes are closer to 3 hours, 2.5 to 3 hours. And the first part of the class is lecture. The second part of the class is you just do all the work for your class, which is from my interior design classes. And I take online classes to catch up and get ahead with gen eds.
And about how big are your classes? Are they like the 30 kids here? Are they smaller? Are they larger?
My gen eds are usually bigger because more people need to take those classes. I think my chemistry class my first semester had 70 people in it, if not more. But the ones for my major are generally, for interior design, I maybe have 13 people in a class. For history, it's probably 20.
Oh, okay. And with you, just on the topic of classes, what are your favorite and least favorite classes?
My favorite classes have to be my interior design classes. They're a lot less stress-free, and I feel like I'm practicing exactly what I'm going to do someday, which is nice. And my least favorite would have to be, I don't like taking my gen eds. I had to take econ, which was principles of macroeconomics, and it was not fun.
Okay. What was the biggest challenge and surprise in your first semester compared to Brookville?
Probably the biggest challenge would just be the whole transition of just going to college. It's really hard to pick that up that you're responsible completely for yourself, and anything that you do is just going to fall back on you. So the responsibility is, I guess, like a good and bad thing because you grow up really fast and you just take responsibility for everything that you're doing versus in high school, you could kind of get away with doing anything.
And talking about like the differences between Brookville and college life, is there anything that you would suggest Brookville change to make it more easy to transition?
I would probably suggest that Brookville would try a more syllabus-based class because the only class that ever prepared me for in college was the last month of my senior year with Mr. Parson. And we had a syllabus which said everything that was due when it was due. And that really helps because that's exactly how college is. On your first day of your class, they'll give you a syllabus that has all of your homework, all of your readings, and all of your exams. So you're ultimately responsible for anything that happens.
That's interesting. And with your college life, is there any like social things you do outside of class? Is there any sports or clubs you're involved with?
Yeah, I'm involved in IIDA, which is International Interior Designer Association, ASID, which is the American Interior Designer Association, and I'm in Phi Sigma, which is an honor society at IUP.
Okay. And for college, it's obviously not cheap. Do you have any source of income as a job, or how do you manage your finances for it?
I do have a job. I work at Foxy's Pizza in Brookville, and I come home every weekend, and I usually work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday morning. To manage my finances, I really just focus on, I only take the money that I need for the week. So if I need groceries, I might bring $70 just in case. And like the first probably 2 weeks of classes, I'll bring more money in case, there's any incidences where I need to pay for something that I didn't know about.
What are some advantages or disadvantage of all the freedom and independence you have of college?
Definitely a disadvantage is that it's overwhelming at times, that you just have so much responsibility and that you're really just doing it all yourself. An advantage of it, though, would probably be just all the skills that you learn. Like, I got really good at time management and organization, and I think that really helped a lot.
All right. We'd like to thank you for coming, and that has been Life After High School, Episode 3.